everyone. This is Alfredo with Realtalk. And you ever wonder what it's like to be part of an organization, a professional, big organization? Not only are there the two-time champions, but a women's sport, WNBA, the Las Vegas Aces. And today I have Evanna Sklavos here with me, who's part of an organization that is mainly women, obviously.
Yes.
But the reason why we had our conversations at the beginning was Latina in a women's sport industry.
Yes.
And the only Latina in the organization, although there's a Latino, but you're the only Latina in the organization that I guess I could say is mainly African-American dominated.
Yeah.
Right? So, first of all, thank you for being here.
Of course.
Thank you for accepting the invitation.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Really excited to be here.
Let me get you a little bit, the mic there. There you go.
Check.
Good. So how are you doing?
I'm great. Everything is great right now. You hit it on the nail. I am one of the
I said nothing bad, didn't I?
No, not at all. I am one of the only Hispanics in the whole organization, which is just cool to kind of be a trailblazer in that sense. But working in women's sports, nonetheless, is very diverse, and it's a lot of fun, and I'm sure we will dive right into it.
When you do get somebody else that's Latina in the organization, be like, you know what, I really feel like I'm the
first
pioneer. Like, I'm the first. Well, first of all, tell me a little bit about you. Like, where are you from? Where you grew up? How do you come? We'll go from the beginnings. How did you come to this? But where are you from, first of all, and where you grew up?
So I'm from Southern California.
Ooh.
I grew up in a small city called Corona,
okay.
which is in the Inland Empire. It's like way far out. Moved here to Vegas 5 years ago. So, been here for 5 years now, and I have not looked back one bit. But I moved in the middle of COVID, so it was very different at the time that I moved.
Yes.
But yeah, that's where it all began.
And when you were a kid, like, what was your goal? Like, what do you wanted to be when you were a kid?
When I was a kid, I wanted to be a veterinarian.
Really?
Yeah.
Not a doctor, a veterinarian.
No.
Okay.
I wanted to be a veterinarian because I love animals. I still have that passion. I have 3 dogs.
Oh, nice.
If I could have more, I would have more for sure.
I have
but I think I tapped out.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to be a veterinarian, and I did like medical. I liked. I was like one of those kids that liked dissecting stuff. Like when it came time to like cut the pig's eye. Did we do that in high school once? Or? Yes, like I was pumped for that kind of stuff.
You're like, I'm waiting for that.
Yes, like this is my
time.
The year. Yes. So I really wanted to go into veterinary school.
Okay.
But as I got older, I realized how much school really wasn't for me, or just the timing of who I was at the time of when I needed to go into college. I just wasn't there yet.
You weren't there yet?
No.
You're like, all right. So like, how does this basketball thing came along?
Yeah, that's a really good question. It's really, I mean, to be vague, it's all thanks to my husband. He worked in sports since I've met him.
Mr. Sklavos.
Yes. It's all thanks to him. So when I met him, he worked for the Clippers. We were both living in LA at the time. I was in the real estate industry, and he always said, that was humble beginnings.
Yes.
But he was always saying to me, like, you would be so good in sports. You have to get into sports. One of these days, I swear, I'm going to get you out of real estate, and we're going to put you in sports. He just always
have those people skills.
I did, yes.
You do.
Thank you. It definitely carried over. But, you know, I loved what I was doing. I loved real estate. I loved mortgage. I was good at it. I had passion for it. I was helping people accomplish like the biggest dream of their life.
Yeah.
But with that came a lot of pressure. And that pressure, I think, just kind of crumbled me after 4 or 5 years. So every year,
I don't need this shit.
Yeah. I noticed every year I would have like a mental breakdown.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this for much longer.
How long were you a real estate agent?
A realtor only for 2 years. Okay. And then I did mortgage for 4-ish years after that.
Okay, so 6 years.
6 years in that world. Yeah. Loved it, but just a little too much stress. Yeah. And my husband would see me and he's like, don't get me wrong, you're good at what you do, but with the amount of stress that's going on in your life.
Is it worth it?
Exactly. And he's like, you can do a job that is fun, fulfilling, and you make the same amount of money, if not more. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'll give it a try. So it all started with me doing ambassadorships with the Aces.
Okay.
So while I was working, I still had my full-time job in mortgage, but during game days, so during the season, I would go work as a game day ambassador, and I would just do little things, guide people to the suites.
No, but you were still up in California at this time.
At this time, I had moved already.
Okay, you had moved already.
This is 2021 now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how I got my foot in the door with the Aces. So I was it was kind of exactly.
Okay.
And they were just all hands on deck at that time.
Don't they say that, like, usually when you're looking for something, like, get in somehow?
Exactly.
And then just go up the ladder, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you have to, of course, you got to drop your ego. You got to start at the bottom and you got to move up, especially with sports. It's so hard to get into.
It is.
So I got really lucky because my husband had the connections and he was able to just slide me in when they needed it.
Right.
And the timing just all kind of fell into place.
So how long have you been part of the organization now?
So now it's been, since I started full time, it's been about 2 years.
2 years now, full time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when we first met, you were part of the ticketing, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep. I was technically a membership experience manager, so I oversaw around 600 of our accounts for season ticket members, and then I would do sales as well. So just ticket sales, courtside seats, suites, stuff like that.
What is it like to be in that sphere with the athletes and just going down the hall
Just that world,
like not being like them or in you and them not being an athlete but being just a person, just a friend? How does that look like?
At first it's a little intimidating because you're like,
they're tall too.
Yeah. There's for me, you're like, holy shit, it's Asia Wilson.
Yeah.
And she's there, in the flesh. And when you're in the office, sometimes you walk past them or you don't see them very often. Most of the time they're on the court and we're in our offices. But it was a little intimidating. But with that also came like, oh my gosh, this is so cool.
Yeah.
It's really, really fun. Being in sports, I feel like a lot of people from the outside, they imagine that it's fun.
Yeah.
And it actually is fun.
Yeah, it's like let's put it in perspective. If you like the Raiders per se and you worked at the Raider facility and then you're walking down the hall and then you see, I don't even know who the Raiders are, but
Max Crosby,
yeah. I know Crosby, Mr. Crosby. Let's say he's walking by and then, you like, do you say hi to him? Like, were you like that before, at the beginning? Do I like high five or not? Or
if they so some players kind of are familiar with me. So in that sense, I'll say hi. But if they're not familiar with me, I don't bother.
You don't bother?
No,
Okay.
yeah. I try, we all try to keep it very separate. They're there to do a job. I'm there to do a job. And then our jobs coexist when it comes to games.
When you started working there, did you figure it was something that you really wanted to? Like, did you really say, you know what, I can actually do something? Or was it more like, we'll see what happens,
I was ready because I did that ambassadorship with them. So I got a little peek into the blinds to see, see what it was like. I also did one with the Raiders. So I got another peek, a different way in a different world, which was NFL. And the worlds are so different. So by the time that it came for me actually applying for the role that opened up, I was so ready and so excited.
You know what? That being said, you mentioned the Raiders, and if I'm not mistaken, the Aces is owned by
Mark Davis owns
the Raiders,
the
right?
Raiders and Aces.
How is that atmosphere? Like, does he run the same? I mean, the way you see it, obviously, but does it run it the same? Like how you run the Raiders, you run the Aces?
Not necessarily. They are two completely separate entities. There's not a lot of crossover with the two.
Okay.
The only thing that's similar, funny enough, is the way that the facilities are decorated and designed
and
inside.
The colors.
Yeah, and the colors.
Colors, yeah.
Can't forget that.
Yeah.
So, if you go into the Raiders facility, you'll see it's all black and white. There's marble. There's really pretty granite, things like that. The Aces inside is like a mini version of the Raiders facility. It's beautiful. It's all designed with taste. That's the only thing that I would say is the same.
And I've been to the facilities, and I think it's amazing facilities.
Yeah.
Obviously, the girls are amazing. We've been to some games, and the atmosphere is amazing.
Yes.
I'm not much of a basketball fan, but I did get into it because it was actually fun. It was actually good.
It is.
And to me, it was more intense than I thought it could be.
Right.
Because, like, they give it all. Like, literally,
They do.
I saw the games, and it was like, damn, like, those girls are,
Yeah.
they're going at it. Like,
Yeah.
they really want to win this, right?
They do.
And, but in your perspective, what would you say is, like, the best experience you had in the organization?
Oh my gosh, winning a championship.
All right.
That was so crazy. I'll never forget the day that our final game was. I was actually leaving to my bachelorette party.
Oh.
So I wasn't able to make it to
You're
the
like,
game.
"Bachelorette."
I know. I was like, oh, come on. So I didn't get to be there with all of our staff in New York on that final game. But I was watching on TV, and I was at a Verizon wireless store, and they happened to have the game on, and my husband was like doing something with his phone, and I was like, please keep this game on. There was like the last 5 minutes, and I was like, we're not leaving until this is over.
Well, those last 5 minutes last like an hour.
They do. They last a long time. Yeah. But they were all troopers. And just in that moment, seeing them win that final bucket that just took us, to the end. And it was the most magical feeling. Yeah. I've never been so emotionally tied with sports until actually working for a team.
And seeing that happen.
Yeah, and that was such a fun moment. And then all the things that come after that, the parade, our ring ceremony night, getting our ring.
Did you get a ring?
You
didn't bring your ring?
I did not.
Oh,
she
my
doesn't
God.
leave the house.
She doesn't leave. Oh, there's a she. Doesn't have a name. Doesn't have a name.
No, she doesn't. So that was definitely the best, like the highlight of my career so far.
Well, next time we're gonna gear up.
Yes.
We'll bring the ring. We'll bring her here.
Yes.
Okay. But so with all this going on, I know recently you got a promotion. Tell me about that.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about it still.
Yeah.
It's a dream come true. So I am now the sales manager for our partnership department.
What does that entail? We were like talking about the other day. I'm like, what does that mean?
I know. Yeah. It's like it's kind of a vague term. Some people say partnership. Some people say sponsorship.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Exactly. So those two kind of go hand in hand. So I work with businesses, and they essentially use our games as a platform for marketing.
Of
so
course.
it's like selling marketing spots. When you see a logo on the basket arm, or when you see like courtside LED, any logo that you see throughout the game is some kind of partnership deal.
And just so you guys know, the courts are really nice. I had the experience to be courtside, thanks to Evanna here. I'm sure it will happen again. But I was really blessed to be there. We're on the court. I didn't catch anybody. I was like waiting for somebody like to follow me.
Waiting for the ball to come.
Yeah, the ball or somebody. Just follow me. I don't care. But it was a very good experience. I loved it. I love the atmosphere again. I love the game.
I'm happy to hear that.
The way they played is like they give it all
out.
Yeah, you guys been getting sold out.
Yeah. That was another record that I was lucky enough to be a part of breaking. Now back-to-back seasons, we're completely sold out of season tickets, and that's just really it's unheard of in the W.
But it's really good. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, you got a 2-time champion, so obviously you have to have that.
Right. It comes with it.
Let me ask you this. The draft was recently.
It was.
What do you take on that?
I'm going to just say that I'm excited for our future team.
Okay.
It's very different than what we're used to, but that doesn't mean that we can't be great or be even better.
Yeah.
So I think with what we have, I trust our coaching staff, and I trust our GM and our president, and I think that I can put all of our, my hope at least in their hands, and I think that we will be able to execute. So.
And what is your goal for the next year or two, let's say, with the organization? What's your goal?
My goal is to sell as many partnership spots as I possibly can. I am hungry.
Okay.
So I'm just contacting as many businesses as I can, just trying to get in front of them, tell the story of the Aces, tell the story of the league, how much growth that we've seen in the past couple years, and really get some good exposure, not only for these companies, but for the team.
Okay. I mean, are you planning on going up the ladder still?
Absolutely.
Is there ambition for that?
Always, yes, always.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you say you're hungry, so I'm sure there is.
Yeah. I mean, one of these days, of course, I would love to run my own sales team. That's my ultimate goal. I will get there, but it's going to take a lot of time. Yeah. Where I'm at right now, I'm really happy with, and I finally feel like I can breathe in the sense that I know with this position, I can stay here for a long time. Okay. So I don't have to worry so much about oh my gosh, what do I have to do to get to this next step? You know, every day doesn't feel like I'm pulling teeth to try to move up and try to just differentiate myself in any little way, you know? Now I feel like, okay, I kind of made it. You know, this is a department that I really wanted to be in. So for me, it's like, it was a big, big achievement.
Yeah.
And now I can just focus on my role. And I know with that will come the ability to move up the ladder.
Have you, and I mean, you don't have to answer that if you want, but have you, and again, when I first met you, I didn't even know you were Latina. I was like,
I know, I
you
don't
didn't look like
it.
your last name obviously gave it away.
Yes.
But I still asked because you never know, you know, maybe your husband or something. But for those that don't know, her maiden last name is Martinez.
Yep.
So, being a Latina in an organization like that, the only Latina in that organization, did you find any barriers, any obstacles that you had to juggle through in order to be where you're at now?
Luckily, no.
Okay.
That kind of goes back to my point of the team being really diverse. When I say team, I mean the front office too.
Yeah.
We have people from all races and all places of the world, and our president,
That's good.
Yeah, our president Nikki Fargas really made me feel like I was valued for who I am. It never felt like I had to push down a door when I wanted to get in. And that was just because they look for good people who work hard. Doesn't matter who you are, what you are. That's all they want.
Yeah,
exactly. They just want you to work hard and be a good person.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's not that hard.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, any message that you want to give to the audience, you know, about the game? I mean, do you want to invite them to? I mean, so you can talk to the audience.
Yes, of course. Well, our season starts on May 23rd. That's our home opener. Whoop, whoop. Please come to our games. We would love to have you. We actually have some tickets left for the last 3 games of the season, which is in September.
So hold on, so it's all sold out?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Also, if you want to be a season ticket member, join the wait list. We have a good wait list going right now. Yep. I mean, we're lucky to even be able to say that. We're very blessed to be in the position that we're in. But yes, please support us. We love the community. If you need anything, hit me up.
Sponsors.
Yes, and
if you're
sponsors.
a business owner,
yes,
right?
Any business owners, I'd love to have a conversation with you.
Yeah, so the women basketball, it's a league that is growing.
Yes,
I think that
exponentially.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of potential for exposure in that sense. So if you're a business owner, if you want to be part of this great organization, I think there's a lot of growth that you can be part of.
Yep.
I think there's a lot of potential that you can also experience there. So I would say contact Evanna and talk about how the organization can help you also grow your business, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you think about it, with every one of our home games being sold out, you have at least 10,000 people looking at your brand in the game.
Just in the game.
Just in the game.
Yeah.
You know, that's not including broadcasting.
And I'm talking like courtside.
Yeah. Yes, that too.
I'm never going to forget that, I'm telling you.
Imagine you're sitting courtside, you're wearing your T-shirt with your podcast on it.
See?
I mean,
real talk.
Yeah, it does help in some way. You get just what we've noticed with the league is that our fans are I think it's like 35% more likely to buy into a brand that we partner with versus any other league.
Of course.
So our fans are very loyal, not only to the team, but just to us in general and anything that we're doing within the community.
What is your fan demographic? Do you know that?
I would be taking a guess, but I want to say it's 51% male and 49 women.
Okay.
Yeah, so we still actually have a little bit higher attendance when it comes to the male audience.
Okay. Being that the sport where it comes from. So yeah, I get it. Okay.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I know it's growing, so I'm sure that at some point it'll change.
Yeah.
But
ever-changing.
again, thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
No. And do you want people to reach out to you? What do you want? Where can they contact you guys?
Yeah. You know what? You can always email me. Sklavos, that's Sklavos.
Drive from the Greek.
At LasVegasAces.com.
There you go. So if you guys want to contact Evanna for any partnership opportunities with the Las Vegas Aces, please get a hold of her, or you can get a hold of me, and I'll definitely contact you with her.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you, Evanna.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alfredo, see you. Ciao.